Alright, and welcome back to Fontaine, everybody! We are right here where we left off with Lyney's trial. Not yet to trial, but still in the investigation phase, and we need to go talk to the man himself. I think if I recall correctly, we've investigated everything we can investigate in this room. We're piecing together all of the clues. We've examined the box. The things that are still the most mystery to me are, one, what was that loud noise that we heard during the performance? And two, where did the audience member disappear to during the performance? Was she immediately moved out of the building, or was she moved to another location in the building and then somehow smuggled out after the performance? That seems unlikely. She might still be here, and I'm very curious to see what the answer is.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
But again, I think it's very good that they're cooperating.
Who's this?
Hi, Navia.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
Is her solution to things just blasting away?
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation.
I love how she just kind of invited herself into the situation, but I guess she's allowed to?
And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
I guess so long as it's fine with these two, it's fine with me.
New helpers? I would be most grateful.
We could definitely benefit from her resources, I guess.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Oh, are they going to reveal how the trick is done now? I think that's what we were talking about before.
Below stage?
Yes.
A world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
Because normally for switcheroo tricks, there's a path behind the stage or under the stage for you to walk between the two boxes.
Before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
Let me take a look. Is it sealed? Does it look different inside?
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
All the decorations are gone. I'm guessing the way that he did the trick was inside this box there was another box, kind of like an elevator carriage. And so when the audience member got into that box, he didn't have to convince her to walk to the other side of the stage. He just had to move that box with her in it along a mechanism, perhaps. So I'm picturing basically like an elevator that goes down, moves to the other side, and then rises back up. And there's probably two tracks that the boxes can move past each other, like trains.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
I'm guessing it's still inside the box, which is either understage or in the other magic box at the moment.
Good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back for the door isn't the same either.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put two and two together, what do you get?
Wait, does that mean there's another box inside of this one? Or perhaps that there was another box earlier and now that one's gone?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
It's probably both, because what we're seeing right now is the inside of Lyney's box that was on the stage and then moved him over here. Is my understanding so far.
So there was a passageway under the magic box!
And this passage linked the two boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The two magic boxes are positioned right above the two entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley?
Indeed.
The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
Exactly.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
Makes sense.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Oh, and I realized he only needs one box because he's in on the trick. It's his own trick, so he doesn't need to be shuttled along using a box. He can just climb down the trapdoor and run over.
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps.
And that's why there's only one track, because otherwise the boxes would have collided on the track.
The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Oh, and that's why the trick takes so long. If they move the trolley slowly, she's less likely to feel the movement. And so if they do it slowly, take more time, she's less likely to understand what's going on herself. Then what about your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Honestly, who's probably distracting us from the audience box?
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
I was thinking that his voice was probably a recording, but then how did he appear at the end? Briefly.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Lyney's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
Okay, so you were in disguise.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
Because Lynette would wear heels in her shoes, because she's slightly shorter than him, isn't she?
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
Alrighty, makes sense.
So that's how it all worked! Wow, every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
I can tell a lot of thought was put into this. It is very detailed.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would.
That disguise of Lynette's was very good, though, so I guess, it reminds me of that theme that they've already quite well established here, which is that you can't believe everything you see in Fontaine.
But
Have
as
to
you
keep that in
saw,
mind.
Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
So in some time between when Lyney had passed through this chamber already and gone into the audience box, and probably while Lynette was on stage being Lyney, in that moment, someone came in, switched out the person on the trolley.
We really don't know how that happened.
They had a very tight window. They must have known the trick very well.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
Ooh, more investigation time?
This is the scene of the crime, so Lyney and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Magic trick. Lyney gave you a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. Box inside a box, so on and so forth. Onstage magic box structure. The magic box onstage has an additional layer to its rear in which Lynette and Lyney's clothes remained hidden. Yes, okay. Audience side magic box structure. The magic box at the center of the audience has 2 layers, and beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. Okay. All makes sense. Okay, examine control board. Nice. This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. Can I climb it? No. But I saw an exit. Yes, I can exit if I so desire.
What's this?
An anchor?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Lyney didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. why would it have been left here?
I mean, to me, that makes me think of either it's part of the mechanism that moves the trolley, or somebody grabbed the trolley and pulled it in some direction.
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
That could be the sound of the clunk. A rope that has fallen to the ground, a metal hook has been tied to one end of its rope. Yeah. If that grabbed onto the trolley, or if that fell to the ground at some point, that could be the sound. There was another one. Yes, right here. Ooh, broken.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for a trick? I mean, it could be emergency safety measures in case of fire, but are we sure this is water? On the other hand, it could be a flammable liquid.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase! Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Or could this be water from the water trap? It might have seeped through the stage because it leaked all over the place. Or...
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
broken flower vase. Okay, I mean, it could have been broken by that hook thing. An outfit. Oh, clothing! My next clue.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
I'm pretty sure they are not, but I'll bear with you.
Her
Sure.
clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lyney didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change. Definitely reminds me of how, one of Lynette's uniforms was left behind when she was doing her water trick.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
1, what happened to your eyes? And 2, you do if you need to smuggle them out of the building.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Come on, we're in the thick of it. This is the fun part. The young lady's clothes. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. Yeah, if they wanted to smuggle her out disguised as something else, they would have to change her outfit. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and the tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. Unless you, like, throw a rope across the tracks and pull it taut and make the trolley fall over? Yeah, okay, so... who knows? Maybe they threw the rope across. I mean, here's more rope. So maybe they had tethered the rope across at some point. Trolley comes, hits the rope, falls over. She falls out, hits the vase. Leaves this behind because it's wet? One would hope she would have a new change of clothes to use if she left her clothes behind. Storage boxes! All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Perfect! She could have grabbed a costume. Did I miss anything back there? I don't think so. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. Okay. The trolley did make it safely across. Is there any damage on it? That kind of negates my rope thought. Oh my god, look, there's an air vent! They could have left through this!
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Yeah, why haven't we looked at this earlier?
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
It could also be their means of entry into this space, though.
There are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes. And Lyney and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Tunnel vent. The tunnel vent looks like it could allow 1 person passage, barely. But leaving along with a missing lady seems like an unrealistic prospect. I guess that's everything? Perhaps.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
So, okay. Let's try to piece together, just for fun. I think... we know that there's a crawl space in the box that's above here. But Lynette's in it for probably the entire trick. Dressed as Lyney. So I don't think anybody's snuck in through that crawl space because Lynette would have seen them. So I think the person came in through here. I mean, I feel like 2 people could fit through there if you dragged one along behind you if they were unconscious. But let's see. The hook thing. The vase. The clothing. Clothing in the boxes. Here's the trolley. So our questions are, how did the suspect get inside? How did Cowl get inside? How did the suspect and the missing girl leave? We know how the missing girl got in here because that was just part of the trick. So was Cowl just down here because that's his job? This is where he works? In which case we don't need to wonder about how Cowl got in here. All we need to wonder about is, how did the suspect get in here? Could totally be the air vent, that's one person. So suspect comes in through the air vent, knocks out Cowl. I really think Cowl was just knocked out. The trolley, and this must be a very tight window, because so say Cowl's down here. Lyney comes running through for the trick. Lyney's in that box, Lynette's in that one. Cowl's down here helping. Then the suspect comes through, knocks out Cowl. And could have hit him in the head with this vase, maybe. And that could be the thump that we heard. So now Cowl's unconscious. The box descends. And the culprit, I don't know, uses the hook to get the box open? Uses the hook to slow down the trolley while he makes the swap? But swaps the 2 of them. Takes the girl out. Why she doesn't fight him, why we don't hear a fight, I don't know. Is she unconscious too? Did he say, hey, this is all part of the trick? Did he somehow convince her to cooperate or threaten her? I'm wondering if he even needed to use the hook to slow down the trolley, if he could just use the mechanism to stop it momentarily. But in any case, swaps the 2 of them, and then, if she's cooperating with him, they could leave through the vent. Now, why her dress got wet, and why she wanted to leave it behind, and why she got the outfit, and I'm assuming she got a new outfit after that, I don't know. But I don't want to dismiss that, because it feels like that'll be important to understanding what really happened here. I kind of feel like she might have been cooperating. But why? A threat? Or did he lie to her, perhaps, about what was really going on here? I'm not sure. Also, I feel like if she had seen the unconscious Cowl, assuming he was unconscious, she would have been a little bit alarmed. So I find it hard to believe that he would have fooled her into cooperating. Let's think of another option. Say he gets the girl out first. And Cowl's not... So say Cowl's not down here. The culprit sneaks in, gets the girl to step out of the box, and convinces her to change into a different outfit, maybe by saying that this is part of the trick. Then he could tell her to go through the vent, and maybe she would go. Then Cowl comes down, and the culprit knocks him out and puts him into the box in order to cover his tracks. Then where would Cowl have come from? Because the only way you can get in here is through these trap doors or that vent. Realistically, there should be another door in here, because this is a ready room, so you should be able to get into this door through ways that do not involve a trap door on the stage. But I don't see any ways. Okay, so we've got 2 options. One of them is more secure than the other one, but both of them have a lot of questions still unanswered. Mysterious. How fun.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
1, where did Malus go? 2, can we run our findings by Lyney and Lynette to see if they know anything about that hook?
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
Welcome back.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
Well, let's go down there.
The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Like a locked room? It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowl's death are both quite inexplicable.
Is it possible that that chest of clothes and costumes might have included a guard uniform? Or maybe if this was premeditated, the culprit could have stashed guardian forms down there in order to sneak themselves and the girl out.
No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Lyney and Lynette.
Not really. Okay, actually yes, the evidence kind of does, but the motives don't.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
Okay, it is a soft C. I'm trying to remember that. The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced.
Oh, I forgot about the indemnity.
The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
Its own will, you say?
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
I suddenly want to see somebody put on trial that he might care about. Who? We know he's connected to the Melusines. So a Melusine, maybe? Maybe Farina, assuming that they've known each other for a long time? Yeah, what would happen if he had to be the judge over a trial for Farina? Man, that would be interesting. Now I sound like Farina, finding trials entertaining.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference.
As a reference? So does it get to make the final call, not him?
Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Wow, okay.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neuvillette called the shots.
Yeah, you would think.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
And it is impressive, I guess, on both of their parts.
Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
Yeah, they don't want us running away or doing something outside the courtroom to influence the result.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. Or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Silver, you're a real one.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Where are we sleeping? Can I just pick like a random chair and sleep in it?
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Well, now's not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
I will definitely take you up on that after all this, if only for Paimon's sake.
I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon!
Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
There will be snacks, they just might not be the most varied.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
I think we're getting sidetracked. Did you bring a stove with you, Navia?
Huh? Here? But how?
I mean, surely a place like this has a small kitchen at least.
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
If only for the staff to have a break room, you know? Melus, can you manifest a stove? Is this your true talent?
You're carrying a portable stove with
Oh
you?
my god, he did.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Can I have a Melus in my life? Oh my god, I want a Melus. Just walk around, say Melus, monsieur. I need a crepe right now.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Almonds? Almond flour?
Then I'll get to it. please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
Oh, she likes to bake. How sweet.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Must be a Spina de Verzula thing. She doesn't have any macarons! She doesn't have any flour, so she must be making something with almond flour.
It smelled good while it was still in
Wow.
the oven. Oh, it's even better now.
Oh my
Paimon
god.
can't stop drooling.
I'm literally going to look up where I can find macarons in my area. There has to be some.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
Wow.
I was applauding.
Silver was I love Silver.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay. I love these
I was
guys.
just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Let me guess, you've got 15 copies.
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack.
This is true. It is an arm workout.
Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Thank you so much!
Only 3?
Look at the little faces! They're huge, Paimon. Look at those. It's the size of a teacup.
Well,
It's
eating
massive.
too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Wow, thank you. Why don't you take a break as well?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
I hope they get regular breaks, though. Oh,
All right,
hello.
then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Lyney and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly. Thank you.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
So, apart from the twins, we're left with 2 other people. The missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel,
Right, yeah, exactly!
resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, the fact that she was changed is so weird. It could be get her out of the clothes that are identifiable, or get her into clothes that will conceal her identity so that she can be snuck out of the house. You know?
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search?
I feel like DNA evidence would make a huge difference in this case, because if there was a third person in that room, unless they were a ghost, they probably left some traces behind. Could we do anything to lure somebody out?
From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case.
This is incredible, and I love it. I think we should go around. They're probably still in the building? Unless they made their escape. I really think we should talk to the guards again. People watching all the exits and whatnot. We should see if any exits have been tampered with, or if there's any exits that aren't guarded because they aren't seen as exits, like a random window, you know?
Your macarons are amazing interesting though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
Paimon!
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Maybe there is a ghost. They're here with us.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No, I was worried we were taking your sweets. Here, you can have mine.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count.
Oh.
Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
See, Paimon is considerate like that. It's fine. If you ate them, you ate them. Yeah, I think she didn't do it. I think it's a ghost.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you?
I trust Paimon with my life. If she says she didn't eat them, she didn't eat them.
If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal.
No, it's a breakthrough in the case. This is mysterious, Navia.
Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
She's just gonna make more. No, there's something going on here.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's really no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
Actually, what you should do, you should lace this next bunch with a sleeping powder? Serum? I don't know what exists in this world. And then nobody touch them. And then maybe we'll catch a little thief.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
I love these guys.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Navi does a second round of baking over the 2 something. However, the discussion that follows does not yield much progress.
That's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area.
It's sleight of hand. There's somebody here. It's a ghost.
I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
We shall think deeply.
It would
With the
be
power of
awkward
sugar.
if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Oh, you're going to make us nervous, Navi. Don't mention that.
Alright, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
Yes, thank you very much.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go.
Maybe you know what? Sorry, I just decided that maybe I will try making macarons. I really want some. I'm gonna write that down so I remember to try later. This will be interesting.
I'll be back if I find anything new.
Just a random little side note there, sorry. Probability of a 3rd person being involved. Neither Cowell nor Halsey had a motive, but after having talked to Navia, the likelihood of a 3rd person being involved seems very low too.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Thank you, Paimon. Wait until the trial on the following day. Now, they did say that I'm not allowed to leave. It would be perfect if I could go do some exploring. And naturally pass the time. Am I permitted? I'm kind of scared. I'm not supposed to leave, but I really want to. But I don't want them to, like, undo my progression or anything. I think I have... Yep. Very nice. Back to normal party. Alright, I usually like to use the time to, like, go do stuff, but we will play it safe. And, oops. Just pass along the time. Waiting until 8 AM tomorrow, was it? 8:01. Ooh. Look at that must be a clock outside then. Look at it moving. You know what, let's make a note. Don't kidnap me yet, please. Oh darn, I was going to see which direction I was facing. It's probably this here. Look at this, because I didn't see it from the other side of the plaza, so it's probably that. Participate in the trial. Ooh, a viewpoint. Oh, they cleaned up the stage. Oh, that's why we didn't see... Oh, that's the thing. That's why we didn't see it earlier, because the curtains were drawn. Well, they were closed, now they're open. Where is everybody? It's weird. I guess we'll go participate in the trial. No time like the present.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
I love that she's been wearing those glasses this whole entire time.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lyney and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Where is everybody else? I guess we're just getting started? I wonder where we slept. I kind of want to sleep in the crime scene. In case anybody comes back, we'll be woken up if they do.
Finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
I have no idea.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed?
Hello.
Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present,
Hello.
I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
Hi, and the seats are full. Here we go. Oh, we might see the indemnitium made.
Firstly, in
This'll be
order
cool.
for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Lyney explain the trick?
Oh man, I'm not even a magician, and this is like a magician's worst nightmare. You have to explain your entire trick.
Yes, of course.
Horrible.
I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Lyney clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is stunned.
Thank you, Mr. Lyney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case,
They both
I call
seem so
upon the
calm.
prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Lyney and Lynette both seem so calm despite this all. I kind of want to see them sent to, or at least Lyney, to the fortress of name I forget how to pronounce. So I want to see him break out. I think he could if he wanted to. I haven't seen the place, but he's a magician.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lyney is clearly lying.
Oh, she's having fun.
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
Okay, so where was he?
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Yeah, you're begging the question.
Oh, is that
Ooh.
so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
Oh, because everyone else heard the loud sound?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
He didn't hear it? Are the boxes especially soundproof? No, but he heard the crowd.
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lyney not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Ooh.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the Oratrice's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
Where could the sound have originated from that everyone in the room heard it except for Lyney in the box? Or could it just be that he was so anxious, he was focusing so intently on the countdown that he just didn't perceive it?
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
You know, it's interesting because she didn't do any investigation herself. She's very confident in the facts, I guess, that she brings to this trial. Do you suppose the guard reported all of the results of their investigations to her? That's what I'm assuming.
Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The aspect change. Excuse me?
The House of the Hearth?
No, the Fatui music playing? They're Fatui? Oh, he didn't like that.
No wonder they did something like this.
Okay, but that's an ad hominem attack, isn't it? But the music. Wait, we went to their house. But so then, and oh.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
Oh, interesting. That could be a motive for Farina wanting to pin the disappearances on the Fatui at least, so she can get them out of her nation. If that is at all something that's going on here. But I don't know if that's a good call, if she's trying to use this just to get the Fatui out of here by blaming them for murders and disappearances. Because if she does that, knowing that they're not actually the culprits, then the real culprits continue to walk, and they could hurt more people. Anyways, excuse me?
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Oh my god, they're not refuting it! Oh, that's the most serious we've ever heard him speak, too. Lyney! Oh my god. Something did feel strange. I don't want to say like, aha, I knew it all along, because I did not. But, like, something felt very, like, it really did feel like they knew who we were when we first met. And sure, we're famous, but it was a little weird. Oh my god.
Indeed. Then perhaps
that was so cool.
You could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Oh my god, wait. Do you still want to defend him?
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look
She's excited.
flabbergasted. Now comes the infighting in Discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
I suppose, she says. Well, one gets the feeling that we're not going to be instilled with Discord at this moment. What do you think? I think she's still going to want to defend him, because we're in it now, and I want the truth to come out, whatever that is. I just want to know, you know?
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Oh, okay. So she actually puts her own work into things, too. All-nighter. So there's preparations. You're not responsible for the loud thud, are you? No. You're not the one framing Lyney, are you? No.
Hey, Lyney, why didn't you tell us this before?
We went to your house! We met your brother! Lyney and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Lyney, allow me to reestablish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2
House of the
points.
Hearth!
First, when the
How do they
thud was
know
heard
that?
in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth.
How did they know about the House of the Hearth? Like, I only learned about that from talking to Fatui agents who are from the house. Is this just known in general? Man, what's the story there?
Are these claims true?
The second one, I feel, they're not refuting. But the first one... Lyney, what are you lying to us for this? We are your counsel. You can't lie to us like that. Oh my god, I'm so absorbed. There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lyney has concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Lyney.
This is amazing!
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's the face of guilt. What did you do? Why did you lie to us?
Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
If you weren't in the box, why didn't you just tell us that you weren't in the box? Where were you? Do you want to get sent to the place? What is it called? The fortress? I almost said the fontaine. We're already there. Do you want to be sent to the fortress?
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed. Nice call. Because he did not tell us. We are his counsel.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
For whatever reason, he's not willing to share where he was and why during the time of the sound. So, we need to get him out of here so he'll talk.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Lyney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
So I guess maybe part of her preparations were looking into their backgrounds, and that's how she figured out that they're from the house. While the court is adjourned, you meet with Lyney and Lynette back in the opera house, backstage. Hi, guys.
Well,
anything you want to share?
This is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
So she did figure it out. Okay. So it wasn't, like, commonly known, I suppose. Anything you have to say for yourselves?
I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay, he gets points for apologizing to Paimon as well.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two.
Okay. I kind of can't blame them for concealing their identities, because who knows, maybe they are literally undercover here in Fontaine. Hopefully not. But we've seen a lot of different people from the House of the Hearth feeling very conflicted about their place in the world. You know, they feel very loyal to their siblings and to the house, but they also kind of don't want to be at the same time. We've seen a little bit of that, at least. So we don't know if these guys are head over heels loyal to the Fatui, and we don't know if that's of their own accord, either. They could be forced into these positions somehow. But, and like, I can't even blame them for not telling us, because it really wasn't relevant to the case. This is just a character attack. But why didn't you tell us that you weren't in the box? That makes you look so suspicious, the combination of those two facts. That you didn't tell us that you weren't in the box, that you straight up told us that you were in the box, and that you are kind of Fatui. So what's the deal?
We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
Also, what are the pockets for? The magic pockets? Are they really what you say they were?
Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
Wow, she's not even peeved. She's mad. Ooh, look out.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
Please.
I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Our organization? Ah!
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
Who's we in this situation? Does that include your Harbinger that you work for, apparently? I'm suddenly thinking about Arlecchino. Oh my god. Because we know that she's in that trailer, and I know she's going to be in Fontaine, because I literally have her as a character, and she's from Fontaine. But, my god, what is her stake in all this? Besides the point right now. When you say we want to save people, I get the feeling that's just these two. You know, Lyney and Lynette, and maybe Femine as well, because they're the ones who were working on those pockets, theoretically, to help people with the prophecy. How much of their words can we trust, though? She says we want to save people, but she didn't say we just want to save people. You know, they could have another mission that's been given to them that, you know, as loath as they are, they will fulfill. And at the same time, they're also trying to save people for their own accord, you know? Man!
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face.
Look at Vega's face.
I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends.
So why did you tell us? Why didn't you tell us about what you were doing? Why'd you lie to us about the box?
That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead.
Mm-hmm. And the box?
The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know that this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too.
Was it, though?
But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Oh, jeez, Lyney, what are you confessing to now?
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed? Was that loud sound the noise that he made?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately?
I'm immediately reminded of my suspicions that the Oratrice holds the Gnosis. So, if they're working for the Harbinger, probably Arlecchino, who has been sent to get the... Why is Child here? Anyways, who's been sent to get the Gnosis, then they might have been assigned to investigate the Oratrice on the same suspicions that I have, even without them knowing why they're investigating the Oratrice. Like, the Harbinger might suspect that it might be connected to the Gnosis, so they've sent Lyney and Lynette out, and they're told to investigate the Oratrice, but not why or what they're actually looking for. That's what I'm guessing is going on here. And that might explain why they're so calm. They meant for a trial to occur while they were, you know, as close to the Oratrice as they could get. This is exactly where they want to be. I get the feeling they're not at all worried about being arrested. They will just break out if need be. But you'd uproot your whole life if you did that! You'd lose everything that you've built here. I get the feeling that they've been in Fontaine for a long time. You know? Because if they were brought into the house... I don't know where the house is. I'm assuming it's in Shasnaya, but assuming they were there for a little while and then they moved to Fontaine and they've kind of grown up here, because that's what I would do if I had these two kids as my operatives. Oh god, kids! Ah! Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. That's my guess as to why they're investigating the Oratrice. But who is the real... not the real, but who is the main Harbinger on this mission? Is it Arlecchino? Why is Child here? Did he say why he was here? And is maybe Arlecchino taking too long, so they've brought Child in to move things along faster? I don't know. Anyways.
During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it.
Oh dear.
From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Wow, they're really telling us everything.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
Aha.
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box.
I think, yeah, large groups of people do tend to count slower, right?
So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
Yeah, the vent is facing the back of the stage, so...
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Wow, they let you build that whole tunnel just for your show? I thought it was like a part of the stage that was already there that they just used for their purposes, you know? Maybe they added the, trapdoors, they certainly added the track. And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice.
And what did they say? The same thing that we heard above?
Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came.
Oh no, it wasn't just a voice saying a name like we heard, but it actually tried to speak with him. What did it try to say?
On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Oh, dang.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Now that's a bold-faced lie. The Oratrice... Okay. I was going to say the Oratrice has nothing to do with the prophecy, and you know it. I think that he was just investigating it because that's his orders from his Harbinger, question mark? But maybe it does have something to do with the prophecy because of the sin that is supposedly the cause of all of this. Can the Oratrice decide if that sin has been cleared? Or is that Oratrice, is its existence the thing that is causing that sin to exist? Which is an interesting philosophical argument
That's the
that we'll have
only
later.
way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time.
Unfortunately, I don't believe that.
It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
I, myself, don't want to leave because I want to see justice done. I don't want him to be, suffer the consequences of these false accusations, and because I want the truth to come out. I do believe there was a third person. Side note, Lynette, why didn't you tell Lyney that you heard a loud noise in the middle of his thing, if you know that his alibi needs to be perfect? I guess she just didn't have a chance because they've been under watch this whole time.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe that judgment will be dispensed as it should. I will defend him from these charges. Can we really choose? Oh my god, no, I want to know! Can we really choose? What happens if you say no? I'm going to say yes because these charges are inaccurate. I do not believe that he is to blame for the murder and for the disappearance. I do believe that judgment should be dispensed as it should, but I don't believe that judgment will fall on his head. I don't think it should. What do I choose? I'll defend him from the charges. I want to say this one now, but I'm worried that I might change the outcome. Is it possible? Oh my god. This is so well written that it's making me start to suspect that I could choose a different outcome, which normally never happens in this game. But I'll defend you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two.
Literally, it's a literal scale.
If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need. If we want to dig into Lyney's Fatui identity, we could say, yeah, he did leave the room. He did go look at the mechanism of the Oratrice. They're not gonna like that, but if he can accurately describe the room that he saw, then they'll know that he did go see that room. That could give him a new alibi.
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lyney's statement! There he is. There's the boy. The voice in the Oratrice core chamber. Yeah. Lyney, what did it say to you? What did it sound like? Wow. There really are plot twists and plot twists in this, aren't there? Look at this thing. Books. This makes me think about Alice. Nothing to collect in here, which is a darn shame. Where even am I? Hopefully it's a room we can return to in the past. Or in the future, if we want to at some point. Let's go! This is so good. House of the Hearth? The brief adjournment ends and the nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Thank you for our adjournment.
When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact.
She's so glowy!
Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention...
Are you going to do something cool?
At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lyney's perspective.
She's having a blast. Oh, based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement? Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your reputation to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratrice will display such shifts correctly. I can actually participate in this trial? There is a trial minigame! I'm so happy. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. I'm so happy right now. This is so cool.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
How do I change
things? He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
This art is really cool.
Finally, he used
the art style,
to
wow.
knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Lyney red-handed.
You think he could just punch him and knock him out?
So Lyney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box.
Now I suppose we don't know the extent of his training. Like, exactly at what age do people in the House of the Hearth begin training? Is it everyone or just some of the... Okay.
Afterward, Lyney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
There's so many holes.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
What would happen if I just said no?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Lyney experienced and what he saw.
Alright, let's see what we can do. Lyney entered the tunnel as the countdown began. Lyney claims that he headed to the chamber containing the oratrice. Upon entering the tunnel, did not witness a crime taking place. No one left. Lyney claims to have heard a voice. The clothes are in the tunnel, and the reason is unknown. Lyney must have been very confused. There's an audible thump. So I'll say this. Okay. Over here. Loud sound was heard. Well, no, this is... I'll agree with this one, actually. Because, yeah, he had to enter the tunnel, so I think that's right. This one will be that he went to the chamber, so he didn't hear the sound. So the sound wasn't from his altercation, and he didn't hear it. This one is... I mean, I think we just need to focus on an order of events. I want to use this, that he heard the voice thing, to prove that he was in the chamber, but I don't know how that would prove anything. So the clothes, this would match the clothes part. And Lyney said that he saw them but was confused. Okay, let's just try. I want to try, but it's red. It makes me think I should change. Okay, fine. We'll try this. Yeah, no. This is where I think it goes. Thank you.
According to Lyney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Okay. Loopholes. So, I'm gonna say... the thump. And was he really in the tunnel? Yeah, so I want to say this one. Because he was in the chamber. I don't know how this voice will prove that he was there unless Farina and or Neuvillette will understand immediately what that voice was and know that he must have been in that chamber in order to hear the voice. I'll give it a try.
Lyney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
This is so cool. Okay. Cowell walked in on Lyney. Okay. I've already used this one, so no one entered or left. Clothing. There's the thump. So this will be the thump here. Oh, never mind. I guess that's the clothes.
Lyney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
And so he did say to us that he was very confused when he saw the vase and the clothes.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
But if we use that as our argument, that's just, like... he said, she said, you know? Like, oh, this is what he said. He said he was confused when he saw the clothes. So it's not really evidence, but I guess we need to piece together a different story. So that's the next part of the story. Look at the drawings. They look so cool.
When the countdown started, Lyney did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately.
We'll get the people on our side for the drama alone, apparently.
The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
How'd we do? Yeah, we did fine. Successful reputation! That looks so pretty. I mean, I don't think they let you do it wrong, but it's still very satisfying.
Paimon actually managed to say all that. Wasn't it awesome?
Aw, she's so excited.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
Literally, yes.
That's right.
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Lyney by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lyney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
He could, like, even if you want to say that he deliberately tampered with his own setup, so long as, like, he didn't intend for Cowell to be in there, nobody would have been hurt when the thing fell. He could have revealed the girl from another entrance as, like, for a dramatic, oh, she's still alive type thing.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
I see that talking is encouraged amongst the audience, eh? For the drama.
Your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
I'm really enjoying these aspect changes with the dramatic zoom-ins. Do you happen to remember how you refuted Lyney's alibi initially? A loud sound.
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has also become a critical clue. I don't want to antagonize her, so I'll just say a critical clue. Oh ho ho! Oh, cool! I missed one! How did I miss one? This is so cool. Oh, I swear they didn't let me investigate fully. That's fine. I think it's this. Oh, never mind. There's a bright red sign that says irrelevant. Okay. Information about the missing lady's identity. She's a famous painter. She has no quarrels. Strange sound. Entrances and exits. So, strange sound.
That's right! Lyney wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lyney had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Paimon, we're trying not to antagonize her!
Well played.
I guess the people like it, though. How does the Oratrice feel?
To think you'd use such logic.
Oh, you can do it. Why am I was about to say you can do it, Frina. You can recover. She's my enemy right now. She's my opponent. You can do it?
Well then, if it wasn't Lyney who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The macaron thief. The murderer was... Oh, hello, brother. Select the gear icons in the interface to check the corresponding case questions. Select answers and fill all empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you've answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowell in the box below. Okay. If Lyney is no longer under suspicion, only other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Was it Cowell himself who did this accidentally? Lyney gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lyney himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of the onstage interactions. You don't suppose it was the other assistant? The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Select any clue to... Oh, here we go. Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
Was she trying to fake her death?
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
Oh god, I'm so stressed. I have to choose? Okay. So Cowell could have, but he has no motive.
His name is Cowell.
Well, let's just... Okay. Okay. So there's two questions. Why sabotage the thing? There's not really two questions. There's one question. Why sabotage the thing? Who is it supposed to kill? That is two questions. Whoops. Cowell could have sabotaged the thing. But if he did, why would he do it? It doesn't seem like it was an intended part of the trick. So if he did it, then he probably was trying to kill somebody. But who was he trying to kill? He has no reason to want to kill the audience member, Halsey, because she had no quarrel with any of the members of the troupe. He could have been trying to kill Lyney or Lynette. Maybe he found out they were Fatui and he really hates the Fatui. But then, how could he have gotten knocked unconscious and put into the box and accidentally kill himself? I don't think it was him.
Halsey is the missing
Could it have been
person
Halsey?
and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
Because what we know about her is that she has pressures. She came here for a break from her own creative life because she's experiencing a lot of pressure. Maybe she's in debt. Maybe she feels she can't live up to the expectations that have been placed upon her. And so she decided to fake her death and run away. So she decided to sabotage the box so that it fell on her. And she was also the one who sabotaged the number selector to pick herself. However, that still doesn't make sense because then who put Cowell into the box? Would have been Halsey. But if she intended to fake her own death and then put Cowell into the box so that she could make her own escape, then she deliberately chose to kill Cowell. I don't think it was her. I really think it was a third person.
A third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
I really think it was a third person, but there's no evidence for this, like, at all. There's still the hook, which I don't understand the purpose of the hook. And there's still Paimon's macarons, which have been disappearing. Oh god, what happens if I pick the wrong one? I have to trust that the game won't let me, like, get Lyney killed or something, but what happens if I pick the wrong one? I don't think it was him, because then he would have accidentally killed himself, and I don't think he would have done that. He could have accidentally done it? Because... Okay, here's a scenario. Maybe he accidentally tampered with... But no, why would he have made a rope out of flammable material? If he had tampered with everything, then why would he have gone into the box? It just doesn't... Okay, it really seems like it's a third person.
Involved?
Ah! What do I do? I don't trust myself right now is the problem. All of my reasoning is pointing towards there being a third person. But I feel like that's wrong. Because there's no evidence for it. Where is Halsey? Because if Cowell was just trying to do a, oh, she's dead. No, wait, she's not. Here she is, hidden in another area. Then he wouldn't have gotten into the box. If Halsey was trying to fake her own death and escape, she wouldn't have put Cowell into the box, or Cowell wouldn't have gone into the box for no reason. She could have convinced him to walk in there, but then she would be knowingly sending him to his death. I really don't think it's either of them. But that scene where we saw Cowell the first time, he called Lyney over to check the props. They were doing checks right up to the last minute. How could he have not known that it was tampered with? I'm going with third person. I'm going with third person because rules, okay, rules of drama. If Fontaine operates by the rules of drama, that's the most dramatic revelation. Please. I was like, please, just, the stress. Third person, it's wrong. No. Okay. All that build up and it was wrong. At least they're not letting me do the wrong thing. I will take comfort in that. They're not letting me choose the wrong answer. My next guess then is Halsey. It could be that she wanted to escape, so she convinced him to get into the box, but then she couldn't have tampered. Okay, Cowell.
The deceased's name is Cowell. Lyney.
If Cowell accidentally killed himself, then it's no one's fault. Oh, thank God. Oh, they really got me with that third person. Then what's up with the macarons? They made such a big deal about the macarons. Was that just a red herring meant to make me think there was a third person? I don't know, man.
That can't be right. Are you serious?
He's the only one who could have tampered with the things. He maybe made a mistake. It was an honest accident. Or he was trying to kill somebody else.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh God, I'm trusting you, Vega.
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
Maybe this is indeed the most dramatic twist it could have been.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Maybe he was trying to... Maybe he was just the next in the line of the serial kidnapping case, but he accidentally killed himself in the process? Man, I don't know what's going on! Okay, Lyney have... I think we're talking about Cowell here. Whatever.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lyney as well.
True, Lyney was also in the vent. Okay, do I need to go in order here?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrance.
So, because I'm thinking, if we're trying to clear Lyney's name, that's my sub goal here. Either I want him to be first or him to be last. Okay. Are they going to tell me if I get an individual one wrong? Or... Oh, I see. So the sub goal is for the circle I've chosen. Gotcha. How can I prove there was an altercation? Loud noise.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the
Yes, loud noise. Prime suspect is Cowell.
The deceased's name is Cowell. Lyney.
Where did the missing Halsey go? The clothing.
Clothing was in the tunnel.
Or the
no
nobody can exit.
The opera house.
What's this one again?
It would have been tough for
Tampered
both
vent.
people to fit into that vent.
No one can exit or
entered
enter.
left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
The only reason why the clothing would be an issue is if people who had seen Halsey before saw her after, which means people inside the opera house. I think she's still in the house. Ah, gosh. And it's... Okay, it is only the dress that's wrong. Okay, great. And this is the, my second guess. I think she's still inside the house. I don't think she was able to leave. Oh!
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Yeah, they might still be in the room, for all we know. What on earth? Oh, God. Are you going to let me retry? Did I fail? The criminal must have understood the methods behind Lyney's magic trick, and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cowell had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Lyney was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. Yes, but But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Did I go wrong way back? Way back when I said cowl? The music is so dramatic. Oh god, what happens if I get it wrong? This is so stressful. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it
What on earth? Did I do it wrong?
So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
I'm so stressed right now. My body temperature is like rising.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track?
Was it possible to get it right? Like...
Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic. Escaping from the water tank. I mean, what, you want to say that she got the water from the vase, was able to help her escape? And that's why the clothes were there? Yeah, Lynette, how did that trick work? Because, what, is she in the fountain outside? All water goes there. She could be outside. Wait, could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
You need to know how to use tension well. Don't make it awkward, make it tense. I'm tense. And I'm losing again.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
I have a new thought. Hold on a second. We're back to this again.
In the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
So that was the correct one. Great.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
That one was correct. Great.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Mm-hmm. The broken
vase
vase
was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Yeah, they did something with the water. Thank you, thank God. Ah, my stress levels are dropping.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped.
So how does that other trick work?
Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind.
And she vanished and left only her clothes, so...
There's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water.
Is that a thing? Somebody from Fontaine, please tell me if that's a thing.
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
Farina, you are the Hydro Archon. You know Hydro can do things. Come on, work with me.
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney already knows this truth very well.
Paimon put her glasses back on.
Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Okay, so there should be no problem if we investigate Cowell's items. I won't be able to prove my point if there's nothing there.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment.
Yeah, you have nothing to fear, Farina. Let me look.
The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Well, they have been nothing but cooperative so far.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
This is so good. Are you kidding me? This is amazing.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cowl.
What could turn a person into water and allow them to be snuck out of somewhere?
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowl's baggage, each labeled separately.
What were they labeled?
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
Someone from Fontaine, please tell me what that means.
The primordial sea.
What does it mean?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowl belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh dear. Well, speaking of a character flaw, how's that feel,
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Oh no, maybe she is dead.
One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty.
Well now, that's pretty conclusive. What are the other dates and times?
The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine.
Oh.
It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
Oh wow, now this is very similar to that prophecy, no? To the water we will return or something?
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Oh.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Isn't this the most exciting trial you've ever seen?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Do you think? Look at the world around you. Do you think any prophecy is a coincidence?
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains?
Oh.
And if Cowl was targeting that girl...
Oh, the water tank. I was thinking that she meant like the tank that was dropped onto the box, but I think they found Cowl's body, right?
Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Cowl didn't escape. I thought they saw his body.
What about your partners?
There was an outline.
Let's go. Just trust me.
She's on the case, though. If he's escaped, she'll find him, I bet.
Order!
Oh, geez Louise. That was cool.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues.
What do you mean? The guards found them. You don't trust the own guard?
Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found.
What a view, wow.
Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
He's so polite.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowl's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
What is the primordial sea? Is it like... Did Tevat used to be a giant sea before landmasses formed and whatnot? The liquid the guards found in Cowl's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water. Or at least Fontaine ones? Prime suspect currently is Cowl.
The deceased's name is Cowl. Lyney's assistant.
What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution? Ooh.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
The audience side? Oh, don't tell me that he put the dissolutive material into the balloons and used this to pop balloons?
It seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Then there would be water on the inside of the box, but that's why he dropped the water tank onto it. Okay, that's what Navia meant about hiding the stains. It wasn't... She wasn't dissolved in the... Well, I mean, she was probably in the tunnel when she was dissolved, but she was still in the box when she was dissolved, and that's why he had to drop the water tank on the box. Wow, did he sacrifice himself?
The deceased
so that
name is
this
Cowell.
trial could be, well, not the trial, but the test could take place.
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank.
Okay, let's process of elimination. Look at the other ones. What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime? It was the rope. And to dissolve Halsey was the dissolusive.
The primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
So then, the timing.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
I think that's a red herring. I think it's between this one on the right and this one here. Because this one, he could have put the material into the balloons, but how could he have popped those? I think it's the hook.
It seems like the hook rope was not...
I think. Curses. Oh, the rope was wrong. Okay. So then the balloons we're talking about. I believe. The decorations. He hid the material within the decorations. I believe he broke those decorations with the hook. Maybe. Who knows? We shall simply have to see. Please do, Paimon.
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box.
Oh, okay.
When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey.
Cowell really planted a magic trick inside a magic trick. My goodness.
Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. With the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage.
So where did he enter the tunnel from? The vent?
But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
He saw Lyney coming back, and so he fled into the box to avoid Lyney and then got hit by the tank?
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh ho ho ho. Good job, Paimon.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Just spin it, Sabrina, spin it. Say that you knew that he was innocent all along and used this in order to just bring forth this trial and find the real truth.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
Oh. Jump scare.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
What did they find?
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Hello.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case.
Oh, don't tell me something was planted.
And we found an identical sample of the water from the
Yep.
primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
Planted. I swear.
What?
Yep, look at that.
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
I think it was planted, hands down.
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh dear. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Lyney did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lyney desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Lyney?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
Surely there is.
Is this the end of the road?
Certainly not. We mustn't lift the lockdown on the Opera House, because if Cowell does have an accomplice, they're assuming here that the accomplice is Lyney, but I don't think it is. I think it was planted on Lyney so that it seems like he was. Then that accomplice must still be in the building, if they were here originally at all. We need to search everybody. Nobody can be trusted. Oh geez, that doesn't look good.
No. Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
No, I'm certain that the accomplice is in the building because they must have planted that water in Lyney's bag recently. Because if they planted it like before the performance, he probably would have seen it. So they must have done it during the performance, which means they're here. Also, who stole the macarons?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning.
Where's Navia? Navia must be after... Navia, please. Please save the day.
I believe this is indeed the finale.
I've just met you and I'm relying on you so much to please find somebody and bring them here. Oh boy, oh boy.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Yes!
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone
theme
here
music?
like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic?
No, Navia. Your dramatics. Just bring forth the evidence, please. My heart can't take
I'll show
this.
you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh.
Ooh.
Right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lyney, if you would be so kind.
Okay, actually, if you can bring her back, then please, by all means, proceed. I don't want her to be dead.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion.
So she wasn't actually dissolved? She was dissolved, but now she's back?
But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance?
Oh my god. She sure knows how to control a crowd as well.
Come on, Lyney and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
Okay, so she's asking them to recreate the trick. How on earth is Neuvillette going to let them do this?
But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
Do you suppose one of the test tubes is an anti-dissolving serum? And she poured it over the little puddle in the basement? And got her to come back?
And voila.
There she is! Oh my gosh.
Sorry for the interruption.
Where have you been? Do you even know what happened? Have you been unconscious this whole time? Are you okay?
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
Oh, what is the truth? What happened?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
Oh, so you do have a sentence. Are you the accomplice?
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial.
Why? What'd you do?
I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
Oh my god, what? What is happening?
What? Why?
So she did kill him.
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
What okay, is Cowell involved with the disappearances and he disappeared somebody that you cared about, so you wanted to get your revenge on him?
I heard that Lyney's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one.
The pit, is she the pit? Oh my god. I can't even say the word. Is she the pickpocket? The thief?
That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there, and I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away.
Yeah!
Lyney was the one who caught me in the act.
Oh my god, it all comes back together!
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief! Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
Suspiciously. So the number select, whoever sabotaged it was actually after Elsie?
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure.
Oh.
So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me.
So the test didn't work.
I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box.
Oh my god. So she did knock him out, and she did stuff him into the box, and then she tried to flee. Oh my
There was nowhere
god.
to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
Yeah, she was literally in that room the whole time. We even looked at that box.
I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Okay, she wasn't there the whole time, but still.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're a practiced hand at concealment, probably. A professional thief could make it work.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it.
Okay, so maybe if Cowell tampered with the equipment, maybe the idea was if the test failed, then they didn't want, they being Cowell and whoever else is behind him, they didn't want information about this water to get out. They didn't want anybody even suspecting, and so they were going to, you know, if she was already dissolved, great, they just have to hide the evidence by dropping the tank. If she wasn't dissolved, they've got to get rid of her too now, and they drop the tank. Maybe?
Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now it's time to repeat the Hydro Argon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
This is amazing! There's so many layers! This is incredible. Holy cow, they have outdone themselves. So, yep, Lyney entered the tunnel. I don't think we really need to do anything with this one, right? So Cowell plans to use the prepared apparatus for the magic tricks to dissolve Halsey. How would Halsey have reacted? Yeah. Okay. So she changed her clothes. Yeah, right? Oh, never mind. Okay. Audible thump. Oh, she jumps out and hits Cowell.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
This is wild. Look at the art. It's so cute. Okay. Oh, and it doesn't work on people. It only works on people from Fontaine. And she's from Mondstadt. Oh, so that's why it didn't work. So it might work. This test just failed because of an outside variable. Interesting. Infighting between Lyney and Cowell? No. A fight did break out. But it wasn't between Lyney and Cowell. It was between Lyney and... sorry, not Lyney, but... Lillian? And... Is that her name? Lillian? Okay. So, somebody's tampered with it. We're to use this. I guess... No. I guess that... Okay.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
Aha. Okay. So Lillian knocked Cowell out. After the fight, what did Halsey do? So, she changed her clothes.
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
Oh, what about the last one?
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
I'm glad she's enjoying this.
Selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked.
And I guess the final one is fine, because that's just the box dropping and all.
Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard.
Like I said, oh my god, I even thought it might be a door getting knocked down at one point.
Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved.
Leapt into the tunnel from where?
He did not know that Lillian
The vent,
was
I
not
guess?
from Fontaine,
How did Lyney
but
not see
was
him?
a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowl out and putting him in the box.
Heck yeah, she did.
With no way of escaping,
Unfortunately.
she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
And then she learned that she accidentally killed a man, so she just kept hiding. Wow. I still think that Cowl was just in the tunnel. He has no need to hide his presence in the tunnel. He works for Lyney. Or so it seemed. He didn't have to burst into the tunnel from anywhere. I think he was just down there.
Through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
Yikes.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she snuck 2
Aha.
of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
And that's how they disappeared. It wasn't a ghost, just somebody very good at sleight of hand.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
It's getting more and more complicated by the moment.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
That feels pretty solid to me, I'm not gonna lie.
Please answer the question, Lady
Oh,
Farina.
yikes.
Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended.
Ooh.
As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Oh, she doesn't want to be embarrassed, but he's not letting her sneak away. It's like, come on, you put yourself into this situation. You've got to see it through to the end. How often do you suppose she loses these trials? Like, I get the feeling it's either never, or she gets very upset when she does.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
I feel bad. I'm sorry.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events.
But also, like, it's not a big deal. You know, if you don't make it a big deal for you, it won't be a big deal.
The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowl, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen.
One small note, we have no evidence connecting him to the rest of the disappearances. Also, we have evidence connecting him to a larger team of criminals, I guess. So, you know, he might not have been the one, somebody else could have been the one. It could be completely unrelated, but anyways, please proceed.
To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved.
But I guess that's why the women have never been found. They've been dissolved. Oh my god.
He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks.
And also, if they've been testing this primordial water for decades, I think it was, why? They only have to test it once. You know it works.
He
Why
poured
keep
the
doing
water
it?
from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water.
Good thing it didn't hit her.
If all had gone to plan,
The rope,
young
that is.
woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house.
Yeah.
As for Lyney, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings.
It seems like the only thing they can really charge him with if they want is trespassing. Probably not open to the public down there, you know?
From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Finally! Oh, thank God. Congratulations.
While there is much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Oh, I want to see this. What did they just put in there? Notes? A final decision? Whoa. Is that the stuff? The... whatever it's called? It sent him a memo.
As such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Woo! We did it! Good job, Paimon.
Great work, partners.
Navia, you saved the day, thank you. There was a third person down there.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
Oh?
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage?
Oh.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
Okay, so he could, because there was an accomplice. Forgot about that because we found Lillian, but there's probably an accomplice who planted that water at some point during the show, which means they would still be in the building. So, how did Neverlet know that it was him, though?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes?
Is this just intuition? How did you know?
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Oh, big yikes, what?
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Coupon? Coupon?
I was just following orders.
What's the power of the coupon? Whose orders?
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall on Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
I knew that somebody wanted to get rid of the Fatui. Who's the higher-ups in this case?
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes?
Oh dear.
Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Excellent point.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know.
Is he about to just get splashed? Like, I feel like they're gonna silence him.
Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve.
Who's your boss?
It can also be made
From
into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Oh, the drugs that Cowell was said to distribute. So my first thought is the Fontaine Research Institute, because someone discovered this. Somebody's been experimenting with it and refining it. So is this from the Research Institute?
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Oh, he got dissolved! Jeez! Oh my god! Who's the what? The boss? The boss of what? Yeah, he got dissolved. How did they get him? He turned into water.
And now he can no longer talk.
Like, where did the water come from? Dripped from the ceiling? Did they, like, spray bottle him from a how? Who?
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
Or do you suppose everybody in this organization is required to hold, like, a remotely detonatable something of water on them? Or was it planted on him without his knowledge?
An outrageous act.
Oh my god.
All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Oh, here we go again. Oh my god. However, nothing is found on the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Vaughn dissolved. My jaw is just dropped.
So, we're just going back now?
We came to see a magic show when you saw the first 2 on-screen deaths in Genshin, I think. Ugh. I mean, unless you include Whopperflower Albedo. Subject 2? Oh, that wouldn't be subject 2. There should be Whopperflower Albedo. Oh my god. What? I knew they were gonna get him, but they got him right in front of my eyes. How did they get him? The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore. Goodness gracious.
That's true, but...
Yeah!
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Hi. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now, Lyney. I don't know if I can really talk to you at the moment.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused. I just wanted to be sure that we're square.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight.
If you invite me to like dinner at your house, I might lose it. Do you understand?
I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time.
I don't know how I can trust you. I don't know if I can trust those words.
As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
Oh my god, this is so surreal. They're Fatui. Ah.
That was how Father, whom you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
What's Otets? I'm writing this down. What on who? Otets? What's that about? Otets' father? The Knave. Because the Knave, that's Arlecchino, isn't it? That's not an N. That's not English. Fine. Okay. Because Arlecchino introduces herself. She's like, I'm Arlecchino, the Knave, 4th of the Fatui Arbiter. Like, right? So, who's Otets?
The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
Or is that meant to be just another title?
That's right.
That's why it's in quotes.
And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Oh boy, there's more. I want to know so badly. I just don't know if I have the brain width.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets.
Where? Were you in Fontaine? Shasnaya?
To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks.
Wow, that's so tenacious and also very observant of you.
I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
Oh my god.
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
I don't trust that.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days.
I don't trust it.
But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks.
Why so?
He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
I see.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was.
He was using you as means to an end, which could be livable. But what were those ends he wanted?
After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
Excuse me, what?
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts.
Yes.
The answer he gave me was,
you
she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh my god. Kill, death, what?
Oh no. So he was gonna...
Oh, Lynette.
But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
Was this in Fontaine?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Oh, villains. So what happened after that? Lynette, did you escape?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in...
Dang.
All I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood.
Ooh.
And the knave standing there in the darkness.
I mean, I assume she spared Lynette because Lynette's standing right there, but can you imagine how Lyney must have felt in that moment?
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
Why so? Just, happened to have a similar... Well, happened to have some sort of grudge against the guy and took him out, and then just happened to do Lyney and Lynette a favor in the process?
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm.
Oh, thank God.
And had even discovered several girls
Oh.
hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
Oh, horrible! Oh, God!
Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
Oh, yikes. One guesses at that moment what she saw was anger and desperation.
The House of the Hearth welcomes
Oh,
you,
Lyney,
for
Lynette.
your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here.
Oh, he joined to have a family. A safe family.
I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past, though. The knave is after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans.
Uh-huh.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it.
Oh.
She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Sounds hopeful, but are you sure she isn't just telling you this so that you cooperate with her plans?
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
Okay, first of all, this is so cool. We're hearing so much about the Harbinger before we meet her. I think that's pretty new compared to the ways that other Harbingers have been introduced, and I think it's really helping, like, establish her legend before we finally meet her in person. That's gonna be so cool. But, is she really intending to save Fontaine? Is that something she would care about at all? What is her history with Fontaine? Does she have a past here that causes her to care for it?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
Well, not everybody. Some people are in the chasm. But, really?
Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine.
Ah.
And we will always defend our homeland.
Okay, so she's literally from Fontaine, so she's in danger of this too. That's a pretty good reason to want to combat the prophecy. And I guess Lyney and Lynette and Fremine. Fremine! Oh, their brother Fremine! Oh my god. He's also... the House of the Hearth are everywhere! Okay, so yeah, I can see why they would be motivated to stop this prophecy.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
And that's where they're getting the money. Remember, we had to pay money to the workshop to make the pockets. And I was like, how are they getting this money? It's because they're part of the House of the Hearth. So I suppose they got approval for the pocket plan? It's so funny to think about it. The pocket plan on the Fatui budget. Okay. I'm sorry. But I still can't completely trust you.
It's alright. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you.
I love these two, actually. Oh my god, I love the people from the House of the Hearth. I love how complex they all are, and I really appreciate that they're just telling us. Who knows how much of it is truth or not, but they're just telling this to us and then letting us come to our own conclusion. That gets the major brownie points with me.
I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
It's amazing that you have that much freedom. Oh my god, do you have a delusion?
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Lyney.
I understand. Goodbye.
Bye, Lyney!
And bye, Lynette. Poor Lynette's getting forgotten like Paimon is. Bro. Oh my god. I feel the rush that all these Fontanians feel when they come see the trials, I guess. In my defense, I was in the trial. Oh my god. Oh my god. Lynette. I cannot believe that happened. I'm so glad that everything was stopped before anything could happen. All the other girls in the basement? Oh my god. And who's the boss of the guy? Because all the girls who've been disappearing for years. Why would they want to do that? I mean, at first it made sense if it was some sort of like test. To test the properties of the water, but then again, if you were just testing it, you only have to do it once, maybe twice. Oh my god, the adrenaline. I'm like lightheaded. This is incredible. I'm speechless. And now it says leave the opera house, which means I think something will happen when we try to leave. So let's go have things happen, shall we? What, are we just gonna run into Arlecchino? Who knows? Oh, Navia, thank god.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
I'm not ready to run into Arlecchino. I can't. At this point, I just can't.
Were you looking for us, Navia?
I don't have the energy.
Well,
the mental
this
fortitude.
whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well, I'm sorry, Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Lyney. I wasn't necessarily looking into the serial disappearances case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah.
Sorry to disappoint.
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
I appreciate you understanding, though.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
Don't worry, I can put you in contact with Charlotte, and I'm sure I'll get dragged right back into this and, I don't know, 2 more quests or something.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Oh, nice. A water metaphor.
Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
I do recall you saying something about introducing us to all the pastries in Fontaine.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, if you say so. Let's go have that meal, then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
Is that the Hotel of Table? What does de board mean in French? Because to me that means Hotel of Table.
Alright then, let's have our farewell meal!
Table hotel. Why does everybody live in hotels? Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Semi-automatic foraging, go to the workshop. Like the faint mountain light of yesteryear, go to Hotel de Bord. Can I take a nap? Is this an old individual? Nope, it's a Melusine. I thought it was a very old man sitting down with glasses on. Okay, yeah. My brain is leaving me. Let's leave the building. I'm still speechless. I don't think I can physically consume any more information for the next several hours. Oh my god, speed crystal! But I do want to see this place at night. It looks so pretty. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. So we need to go have a meal. This bird is stuck on that human. We need to go have a meal with Navia. And we have 1 million NPCs to talk to, and we have 1 million miles of exploration to do. I wanted to see the pretty view first. So that was absolutely downright incredible. I freaking loved every minute of that. I'm really glad we were able to clear Lyney's name. That was, in my humble opinion, a masterclass. Wow. In, I suppose you could say world building. I suppose that would fall under the world building umbrella. We received so much information in that trial about characters, about the powers in this region, about the relationship between those powers, about the dangers in this region, about the threats, about the things that are going to happen. And all of it felt so natural. I mean, that thing was packed with information, but every new revelation felt exciting and was easy to follow. And those little logic puzzles they had us do really helped us cement the information in our minds. I want to do 1 million puzzles. I want to get 1 million teleporters. That's what we're going to do. Just I need time to digest. That was so well written. My goodness. It's definitely, I'm seeing that, ooh. Seeing that we have a puzzle. I'm seeing that there's a lot more talking in this quest than compared to other quests and Archon quests that we've done, but I'm really enjoying that, actually. It's a break from the norm, but it's a break that I am very much enjoying. I don't know, like, it seems like, let's see, this? Oh wait, I'm sorry, I've done it wrong. Please come back. Oh, it's gone, okay. Anyways, yes, it's a break from the norm, but it's a break that I'm absolutely adoring. Oh, okay. Thank you. Wow, I'm bad at this game. The ball game, I should specify. Hello? If I charge it for longer, it goes faster, right? Hey, we did it. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that because I felt very involved. I felt like my presence mattered. You saw that I got very stressed, but I think it was in a good way. Because even though I wasn't sure if, like, you know, my choices would really matter or not, it felt like they did.
An answer from this world?
And that's the important part. My goodness gracious. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's... What on earth is that? If there's anything else that I need to cover... Is there anything else I wanted to discuss? The Hells of the Hearth? Oh, yeah, thank you, me. That is something I wanted to discuss. What is that enemy over there? Oh, gameplay tutorial. The Miraculous Antoine Roger aircraft. Experimental aircraft propelled by energy generated from Numa Uis annihilation reactions. Fascinating. Will proceed along its set route upon being activated. Interesting. Resolve any issues you might encounter during your voyage and ensure that you arrive at your destination smoothly. It isn't on the platform in its original position you can recall. Okay. To begin a thrilling and absolutely safe aerial voyage. I love that. So... Oh, we can fight the mechs? But why? Aren't they meant to be guards? Aren't they meant to be guarding me? What have I done to gain their ire? Well, I definitely need these drops, though. I'm so sorry about this. Excuse me? Well, pardon me. Yeah, so... Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my god, there's so many of you. No, no, you didn't. You did not. Oh my god. Fury, rage.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Excuse me. Most kindly. Get out of there, get out of there. Get out of there. Okay, thank God. Stay away from her. I can't talk and focus on this fight at the same time. I don't know these enemies. Give me 1 second. Oh God, that was way too close. Okay, you're healed. Great. Get out of there, get out of there. We're gonna use some electric charge, try to destabilize them. Ouch. What is with your range? That's a lot of range you've got there, my friend. Very scary. What is that? Looks like a dendro puzzle. Why would there be a random dendro puzzle here? Out of the way, out of the way. Oh, thank God. That was so much more stressful than it needed to be. Okay. Oh, up there, funny. Okay. House of the Hearth. Is that what I was thinking about?
Deserves a reward.
Oh, right, thank you. So basically, I was surprised. What is that? I need to go the other direction though. Ah! I'm thinking about how the House of the Hearth is introduced to us, because it really seems like the house is... Do you suppose this aircraft will take us to where we want to go? I kind of want to go overland. I want those teleporters. This one first. I feel like I wouldn't have known about the house unless I did... There's 2 world quests that I've done that have involved it, I want to say. There's the one in... not Fontaine, Inazuma, with the Shrine Maiden, not Shrine Maiden. And there's the one in the Chasm that I just did recently. And then there's also, of course, in the Aranara quest, Alfonso was his name, I think? But you don't really know that he's from the House of the Hearth unless you go find him and confront him, which I believe was optional. Oh, hello. You're probably above me, no? So sure, I assume that he'll be hanging out in that village, Vimara village, for as long as it takes for you to go back and talk to him. But if you don't do that immediately, it could take a very long time. Hello, I don't want to fight you if I don't need to.
Rain outlines your fate.
What is this? So basically, 2 world quests in an optional part of a world quest. I think that's the only way you can hear about the House of the Hearth. Crystal floating flowers and floating crystal platforms, yes. They begin spinning when affected by the octopus, and then platforms will appear. And then use the platforms. Okay. What are the platforms for? Ooh, look at that thing! What is that? Foggy Forest Path. It's over there? Alright, I need an octopus orb. I mean, there's one over there. Do I want a platform? Oh, it's for the Oculus, isn't it? Okay, let's platform. But yeah, so I thought that was fascinating, because theoretically you can go into this quest not knowing anything about the House of the Hearth, I think. If I'm understanding correctly. I'm really trying to remember if there's anywhere else that we've heard about it. Hello. Spinning. Need more? Aha! Oh, we get a chest. Okay. So, these platforms appear and disappear, and then they well, they go invisible, and then they disappear. Oh my god, this is very nerve-wracking. I didn't like that. Okay, which one of these am I actually tracking towards? That one over there. Oh! Ah! Nye! Where is it? I don't see it. Probably above this jellyfish? In which case, we might have enough height. Do you see it? I don't. Oh, I've passed it already. What? Where? Where'd it go? I am perplexed. These guys? Are you involved somehow? We're right here. Do I need to dig? Gameplay tutorial. Numa Wisa storage box. Super safe storage box that absolutely cannot be opened in any way. Is unless someone manages to figure out if the energy it's emitting is Wisa or Numa and uses an attack charge with the opposite alignment to strike. Well then, I need a Fontaine character. I see 2 of these in the area. So I will bring in Farina.
I knew you'd miss me.
Because I know she can swap, right? Please attack it. Okay, wrong type. I don't know if that's really gonna help. Oh, wait. Come on, come on. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't think I am. They're attacking it, but they're not doing much. So I don't think it's the right type. Goodness me. Alright, let's go over here. Let's try attacking this one. This one will be easier. Oh, wait a second. This isn't a storage box. This is an orb that I can use. Nope. Where is she? There she is.
Time to broaden the her.
How do I use this again? There we go. Okay, thank you. I swim if I go too far on that side, so let's do this. Darn it, I'm swimming. There we go. Aha! There you are! Yay. I had a feeling you'd be in there. Alrighty, back onto our regularly scheduled program. Are those slimes? My first Fontanian slimes! And another Oculus.
I see everything.
Well, at least we're finding them now. We've gotta find 20 just for the first level. So it'll be helpful, I'm sure. Oh, it's a cool song.
Wings of darkness, come, sever night from day.
Just kind of wanted to get away from him for a second. Nope. Orb. Go forth, my orb.
By royal
I think it did like 100 damage. Bye. Ooh. Thank you. Alrighty, we get a chest.
A reward on the road.
Any Hydro Sigils? Yay, we got 2. Alrighty, we press forward. Okay, anything else to process from this beautiful, beautiful trial they gave us? It was cool to meet Neuvillette. It's kind of scary. I love that for him. He was very intimidating at the first, but he was also very willing to just chat with us. Alright, where's our target? Oh, is that it over there? Okay. So if I grab this, I should be able... Oh my god, Crystal Fly. Right. Okay. To nudge you along? Funny. A little bit to the side, please. I guess we go over here. Don't hurt the butterfly. I want it as close to that tree as I can get it. I think that's good. Hello, butterfly. Okay. Into the mushroom. Or jellyfish, that is. Oh, I'm just slightly too short. Darn it. Okay, okay. We try again. Oh, good. Oh, yikes. I was going to say good. I still have my octopus. I can move it a little bit. But I accidentally landed on it, so I couldn't move it. Wow. Neuvillette. He was scary. But in a good way. Man, they did emotion so well in that entire trial journey. The awkwardness of first talking to Neuvillette was amazing. The tension in the trial. I'm excited to learn more about Neuvillette's character because he was very intimidating at first, as mentioned. Hey, diddle diddle, excuse me? The cat and the fiddle, the fish jumped over the moon. Oh. Cat with a black hat, meow. Oh, hey, new type of tree. Wow. So, who was talking to me? I feel you wish for me to speak with you. I see. You have a dog in a dress. Cat with black hat. Incredible. I sense you have a world quest for me. Not at this time, thank you. So much has happened today. I want that box. Ooh, look, aberrants. I need those. I want the box. I want the box. Come on, come on, come on. It's such a tight turn. Okay, fine. I'll get it another time. Let's track to this. Oh my god, it's like 5 feet away. The land is, at least. Neuvillette, looking forward to learning more about his personality. I think he's a great mix of scary, and that makes sense for him to be scary because of who he is. And he was intimidating, but he was nice. And he was very fair. I am stuck. Can you go forward? Oh, you can. Oh, good job, good job. You can do it, you can do it. Yay! We have discovered a string of islands. Oh, we've discovered another Fontima aberrant. Ooh, what's this? Do I have these? I don't know if I've collected these before. They look very new. Pluie Lotus. I appear to have gotten some from a birthday letter or something. Hey, bonjour. Pardonnez-moi. May I have your chest, please?
Oz, reveal thyself.
There we go. Immediately to official, so she can heal. Ooh, oh, there's a thingy.
Destiny has brought me hither.
There's a downtown area down here. Downtown? Goodness me. An underground area over here. Okay, let's go up. Let's at least get this, and then we'll see what we can see. Oh, I need to get all the resources in the world! Also, there's a million crystal flies right here. Nice. The world opens itself before those with noble hearts. Fort Charybdis? Ruins? What is this? Is that the fort? Wow, look at all those teleporters. I want them all. Okay, so we got this. Are there any bosses? No bosses? Where are they all? We've got one down here. We've got one up here. I guess there's gotta be one over here. Is that... Wow, Chenyu Vale! We found the border to Chenyu Vale. And look at the waterfall line. That's incredible. So bosses must be up here and down there. Okay. So I guess we'll end it here just about. After we talk to our deer statue. Do I have 20? I have 13. Goodness. Also, I want to see what's going on over here. What's up with this? Yeah, what's with all these floating bits? Oh! Oh, yikes, I fell. Must be part of the ruins of the fortress? But why are they floating? Why is the fortress ruined? Why was there a fortress? So... There we go. Wow! Look at the clouds! Those almost look like windmills down there. And yeah, all the rocks are floating in that direction, so they must be connected to that. Wow. I'm with the birds up here. Ah, challenge, another wave rider point. There's a teleporter down there in the water. I want to go swimming in the water again! Okay. But we'll have to leave it here for now. And next time, maybe we'll pick up here at this statue and do a little bit more exploration? Maybe? Don't hold me to that, because it depends on if I remember that that's the plan. Let me just finish my thought. Nevelet. I love the guy, I've decided. He is intimidating, but that's fantastic character writing. Makes sense given his position in this world, and I love that he is not unkind. He was very kind to us when we wanted to talk to him at the beginning of the whole magic show. Even though it was intensely awkward, he was like, if you wish to speak with me, I will speak with you, you know? We were complete strangers, we were encroaching on his peace, but he was very kind to us. So I think I want to learn more about him. He also was very fair during our trial. I noticed that he did not participate in the dramatics at all, and he even seemed inclined to kind of shut them down when he could. So yeah, I love the guy. I can't wait to build him. I need to fight seahorses or something, I think. Where is he? Here he is. Not that. I need to fight a Fontamore unicorn. Ooh. I know what a Fontamore is now. Can I get these yet? No! They're all the way up there, but it's fine. I know the characters were released at different times, so, you know, they're going to have resources from different areas. Let's see, where is Navia? Can I get your thing yet? Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, next time. I do need to take a break. That was incredibly enjoyable. And I just can't wait for more, but I do need to take a little break because we've been going for quite a while. Okay. Wow, that was amazing. I loved that a lot. I can't wait to learn more about Nevelet and Farina. And, honestly, Lyney and Lynette. I did feel a little betrayed that they lied to us. Or withheld the truth. But kind of specifically because I was supposed to be their attorney. I can't believe they didn't tell me. But I guess how do you bring that up? Hey, by the way, I know you're defending me, but also I'm a Fatui, so like, if that's relevant at all. Just so you know. Anyways, that was incredible. I love this region already. And that was just the first act of this darn Archon quest. That was just the first act. I don't know how many acts this quest is going to have. It feels like it's going to be a lot. And if they're all going to be that amazing, how is that possible? I don't know, but I feel like they're going to be. I can't wait. And it seems like our next act is to get to know Navia a little bit more. So that'll be fun. In the meantime, that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, because wow, I sure did. I can't believe they actually gave us a little trial mini-game so we could actually participate. That was wonderful. I'm so happy. I want to give a special thanks, of course, to our Patreon supporters, Jay Blakewood, Conosard, Mary, Gibrilia, Power of Chaos, Edu, the loyal servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, and all of our anonymous patrons. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now!